Right, what I'm going to do now, this is the 1959 Fender Telecaster. Well, the one I wanted to be in 1959, but it turns out it's nothing to do with Fender. So I sanded it all completely down. It's been sprayed several times now. I don't know whether you can see it, but it's not the finished spray yet, but I'm going to put a decal on it now. And what you'll see is I've cut the decal so that it's very close to the edge of the bottom of his name, but not touching it. Yeah, I'm not going to cut the top part of the decal much because I want the top part to go in there, because then nobody will see the top edge at all. So I'll just trim it a bit. Like that. So if I put that on something like that, in line with the things, then the top edge of the decal will be hidden in there. So what I'm going to do now is just put the decal in this water. The water is cold water, and I have put like a drop of soap, just touched my hand with the soap powder and put it in there, and that should help it slide about on this. The fact that it's sprayed will help it move about on that. You can see I'm putting water on there. And why are you putting water on there? It's just to help it slide about a bit more. Now this is decal paper that I've used my printer, and I print the name on it. Then you spray it 3 or 4 times with a coat of clear lacquer. You can buy special clear lacquer, but any lacquer will do. And I believe that this special decal paper has got a sort of a plastic backing to it. So when you soak it, it doesn't come through to the print. And if you put a clear coat of lacquer on top of it, then the print's going to stay in one place. The thing I always have problems with is knowing when to take it off out of the water, so I'll just check it down here and see if it's going to move. Do I see it moving in any fashion or form? No, it's not moving yet. The plastic backing at the back has got an adhesive coat on it, which will allow the water allows to go through, but doesn't come through to the print. And so when that adhesive coat has touched water, it will dissolve, and it will allow this. Oh, I think I see some movement. Right, okay. Controllability. I'm going to put that on like that. It's a delicate procedure, because if you ruin it, it's ruined. You know, if you squish it or squeeze it. Now, let me just move that down a bit. So I'm trying to get it as close to the edge, but as straight to the holes as I can. The distance from the bottom hole to the top of the P, and the distance from the. Yeah, I think that's just good enough. Now, how am I going to do this? I can see a little bit of it there. Well, okay, let's try it. Let's move it off and lift that up. You get one shot at this. You wreck it and you're up the creek. And don't forget you're working with slightly soapy water, which makes it even more. Right, how does that look? Let me just move it up there. Yeah, that looks fine. Now, what I do, many people may not do this, but I get a little fine piece of clean tissue and I press down gently on it to try to get the water out from beneath it, because there will be bubbles and water beneath it, allowing it to slide along. And if you can press it out, you have to be very gentle, as I said already, and I'm repeating myself. And at a certain stage you're going to say, stop rubbing it. And I've just reached that final stage, and I'm not going to rub it anymore. Now I'm going to let that dry. Just check the edges. And there's what it looks like. Now what'll happen is when that dries solid and it's unmovable, I'll probably very finely sand the edges of the paper, which you can probably just about see the edges of the paper there, can you? And then I'll put 3 or 4 more coats of lacquer. And that's better than a cheap old Fender, you know, Fender sticker on a guitar that's not a Fender. There you are with the, off you go. There you are with the bling on.